The truth is, all of these things will hold you back and keep your sales low. If you're upset by the seemingly endless videos on social media portraying other handmade business owners having 10, 20, 30 sales a day, then this video here is probably a good one for you to continue watching. Let's go ahead and dive in. This video came from exactly what I said in the intro. It doesn't matter what stage of handmade creating and business ownership you are at, you're still going to have those $0 sales days. Now, it may seem like all butterflies and rainbows when you're watching everybody else's TikTok or Reel or YouTube video or those videos of people packaging orders, but that shouldn't be considered the only measure of success. You're always going to have a $0 day. The most important thing to do is to not dig yourself down in those trenches and actually look at some reasons behind why those sales might be at zero, so you can make changes that will encourage customers to hit that checkout button. After that holiday high, we are all brought back into reality. Here are 3 things I think that you should be looking into if your soap sales especially are at 0. And I'll give you a hint, you don't have to buy a single thing to solve these problems. The first one, arguably the best one, I don't know if I really believe in saving the best for last. The most important thing that I think you should be checking is, when was the last time you made something new? And I don't mean specifically made a new product. I mean, take a look at everything that you are posting. Your products on your website, your social media posts, maybe you're here, maybe you're there. Just kind of take a stock, write a list of all of those things. It may surprise you to see that you thought you were on top of your game posting a TikTok every day, but you actually haven't done it in 2 weeks. And I know that firsthand because I do it all the time. I am famous for having a really great idea and starting it with a great plan in place and then kind of falling off after a little while and then jumping back to it a month later. And if you've been following me for a while, you already know that about my personality. So if you haven't tried something new lately, what I want you to do is try something new. And where can you do that? 1, find a new place where you can sell. Maybe you're selling online on your own website and at vendor markets, but are you selling in any Facebook groups? Do you have any wholesale accounts? Are there local boutiques? And by local, I mean could be in your immediate town, but could be the 10-20 mile radius around you. Find somewhere new that you aren't selling and pitch to that place if it requires pitching. And if not, start posting and just see what happens. Something else that you can do is start posting new types of content to a platform that you already have existing, or start a new platform. I've talked about this before. I don't think that every single platform is great for everyone in every business, but I do think that there are ways that you could find the perfect platform for you and ways that you could find success in posting on them. If you want to see a video about that, definitely let me know. I am not opposed to making a social media strategy type of video. Not at all. I think that would be a lot of fun, actually. So if that's something that you want to see, let me know in the comments below. Now, going back to pitching yourself to brands, I think a good strategy is to obviously research those places, right? And this is, of course, my idea in a nutshell. Research the places, make a list of 10 places that you have not reached out to before that would align with your brand, and just send them an email, pitch yourself to them, okay? You could also do things like drop off a sample box, though I wouldn't recommend trying to crowd the manager or ambush the manager. I definitely wouldn't recommend something like that. But you could just drop something off for the manager. Hey, check this out, and here's my number if you ever want to chat.
Hello.
Another great strategy for posting new types of content to different platforms would be to really think deeply about your selling point for your products. And if you don't have one, now's the perfect time to develop it. For example, you could start making card diffusers. You already have the virality mentality, and a lot of people, they want to buy something that has gone viral. They like them, they see them, all those things, right? So now you just need a way to market it to new people, or the people that you are already, the people that are already purchasing from you. So maybe you do a marketing campaign that is, it's sports season, everybody's cleats stink, and they're always seemingly in the back of your car. Looking at my daughter behind the camera as I say that one. So, a really great way to bring new eyes to already existing products. The next thing that you could do if you're experiencing slow or no sales is to check on your brand messaging. I've had this kind of thought, right, going in my mind for a couple of weeks. Our brand is very minimal. It's very aesthetic. It's very pretty, but it doesn't have much personality. When we started LV, that was the purpose. We wanted it to be clean looking, nice, cater to, you know, people that like more neutral tones, things like that. What we noticed was that kind of boxed us in and sort of limited us. So what I've noticed is when you have a brand, but your messaging is unclear, and people can't necessarily relate, or they don't assign like a personality to your brand, they're likely to just pick up the product, if they even pick it up, and then smell it and then put it back and walk away.
Bye.
We're having girls' evening while the boys are at baseball practice. Right, gals? But if you notice that people are picking up your product while you are at an event or, you know, in a retail space and putting it back, consider diving into that target market and finding little things that they might appreciate. Like, for example, if you're at a very cute and trendy boutique, customers are more likely to pick up a cute and trendy item and buy it, right? And I've seen that personally myself as well. Number 3, I don't know. I know I said that the first one was the most important, but I truly think that this one could be, when your sales are 0, you probably tend to go looking elsewhere for inspiration, and you start scrolling and getting that inspiration, and then all of a sudden you have a problem with your own products that it took you forever to develop in the first place. There's no harm in scrolling social media feeds for inspiration or looking at different websites for inspiration. The problem comes when you start to believe your product is not good enough because of what other brands are putting out, which then in turn reflects, I am telling you, I have convinced myself that I've needed different entire formulas. Now I ended up trying out Tara Lee's emulsified sugar scrub video. I really loved that scrub. It was a really nice scrub. I still actually have some left because I don't exfoliate every day, obviously. So I do actually still use it, and it is really nice. But anyway, so the more you watch, the more you're going to find these flaws. I've also convinced myself that I need different packaging, and now here I am ordering a bunch of samples of different packaging that I don't even know if I actually need, right? It's likely not the packaging that's stopping the sale. It's the visibility, the message, and the brand behind the product and access to the product. So if you're having a hard time getting out of your own head, what I want you to do, scroll in short blasts, and then find reasons why you like the things that you are considering changing about your brand. Like when you see them, like for example, me, I would be scrolling and see a bunch of different packaging ideas. So write them all down and then come back to them at the end of the week and see, okay, this one actually is a viable option. This would look really cool. This would really help elevate my brand and clarify my brand message. And then cross out the ones that don't. Sometimes what I've noticed is I will write down 10 ideas and I'll cross out 10 ideas because I just got so into the moment that I really had decided to change everything about my brand and nothing needed to be changed. Keep that in mind as well. And of course, if you can't do that, if you're struggling still, then don't scroll and look at other people's social media. Find a different person or people to follow. The truth is, all of these things will hold you back and keep your sales low. You have to get out of your own head and kind of stop focusing on what is happening to you and focus on the solution and how you're going to move forward with it. It's kind of like an invisible string holding you back, right? Someone else's packaging is better, or someone else's branding is better, or I like this style of content, so it's the only kind I'm going to film. Those are mindset really hurt you in growing and scaling a business, especially one that's handmade and has a lot of, and comes with a lot of personality like ours do. And I say all that to say, do everything that you can to continue moving yourself forward, because the only person holding you back from your successes and getting those daily sales. All right, well, in the 30 minutes, here we go. In the 30 minutes that I let my camera battery charge as it died during the filming of the last clip, I dropped, look at that. Ugh. I dropped something off of a top shelf trying to get something out, and it hit me right in the lip, and that's gonna be a bruise. So anywho, let's go ahead and sum up this video by saying the following. If you are experiencing zero sales, check what you're already doing and figure out where the gaps are, like we talked about in social media, the content gaps, right? You're making this sort of content, but what if you were to make this sort of content? Mix it in there a little bit. What if you were to try a new platform altogether? What if you were to look at your products from a customer viewpoint? What could you identify that you could clarify or work on? Has it been a while since you updated, and does your brand have personality? And finally, the last one, if you can't take inspiration for what it is without having a meltdown that you need to update your entire brand's packaging, drop what you have and start fresh, then you shouldn't be taking a look at that inspiration. It's no longer inspiration if it's driving every decision that you make. It's taking over and causing you to just tread water instead of make actual progress. So those are my thoughts and what I try to do every single time I'm having a sales slump. Okay. And then just a reminder, if you're having those $0 sales days, you are normal. You're a normal business owner. Okay. There's nothing wrong with some $0 sales days every now and again. What matters is not what's happening to you, but how you choose to move forward from it and the decisions that help you move forward from it. So with that, I'm going to go and ice my lip because that's looking pretty weird. Luckily, I break out in hives all the time, so if it's like red, no one's even gonna say anything because my face is just breaking out in hives, you know, normally on any given day at any given time. So, all right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.